I'm Doug.
And I'm Cathy.
And this is Maggie Mae. Join us as we follow the moon. Currently we're staying in South Dakota, but we heard about a spot about 5 miles over the line in Pipestone, Minnesota. So we came over today to take a look at this beautiful national monument and found an amazing little town that this national monument is in. So come along with us and let us show you around.
Thanks.
We're going to start today off at the Pipestone National Monument, and this is a great spot. We had our America the Beautiful passport ready, but this is a completely free park. So if you don't have one, it's still no problem. The visitor center is open just certain hours during the day, but the park itself is open sunrise to sunset. You can just get out of the car and get on the trail. There is a short trail that goes off to the right, but we're going on the main trail because that's where all the pretty stuff is.
It sure was.
And you'll see the prairie grasslands in the beginning, but you don't have to go very far before you start to see these amazing red cliffs. This is all quartzite, and it's a beautiful pink stone all the way down through there. The paths are all paved. Might be a little bit tight for a wheelchair or mobility scooter because some of the paths narrow to get through the stones, but Maggie took a stroll with us, and there was no problem at all with that. And you're just walking right in between them.
That's right.
And there are some pretty massive ones as you go along.
Yeah, you're eventually walking between them.
Mm-hmm. And they do tend to kind of keep getting larger and larger. I like how there's trees growing in and amongst them too. Now the first place we're going to stop is called the Oracle, and those stone steps take you up on top of this area where you can look out over the rock formations.
The view was beautiful, but it also showed that the rocks were just in a line and you still had the wide open expanse of view beyond it.
Some places it opens up a little bit, other places it kind of closes back in. This was really a neat spot. The rock walls were tall. You're going in between them.
Almost like a above ground canyon.
Yeah. Now this area is called Quartzsite Cliffs, obviously because of the quartzite rock. And some of these are just massive. You were watching was it father and daughter going through this area?
Mm-hmm.
And he had her up on his shoulders.
And as he went past, one of the rocks was jutting out. The child actually had to duck her head really quick to keep from getting her head
bopped in the head.
Yep.
Now this is the Winnewissa Falls, and we didn't even know the falls were there.
That's right.
When we went.
That was quite a nice surprise. It was beautiful.
Beautiful pool of water there.
And you can actually walk up to the top.
Mm-hmm. There are steps right there beside the fall.
And look at the rocks, how they're kind of laying against each other.
Yeah. It's kind of a trip walking underneath them, but I figured they've been there for that long.
That's right.
And when you get to the top, there's a little pool right there where you can see the water going on over the edge. If you don't want to go the steps, there's a regular path you can go right down along beside it. You just don't see it at the top. If you do go along the top, you'll come to Leaping Rock. And when you go out onto Leaping Rock, you've got a beautiful view of the rock and the stream and the falls below you. Now this one, the Nicolette marker, you'll notice this stone in here is carved, and there was a exploration party of 6 people. They all have their initials in there. They found this spot on their exploration.
They did what Indians have been doing forever.
That's right. Now this is old stone facing. You can see the profile right there. And after the falls, it comes down into a beautiful stream, still moving right along. And there's still more falls on downstream.
I didn't touch that water, but I bet it was cold.
I bet it was cold.
And then it comes off into the flatland.
This area was covered in what they called smooth sumac. And they had little buds on them. They hadn't come out yet.
Yeah.
The stream widens out into a little lake area, and then the lake drains down into its own separate set of falls.
Almost like little rapids.
Now the Spotted Quarry was where the Indians mine the rocks, and they're still allowed to come in once a year to mine the rocks. The reason it's called Pipestone is they take this quartzite rock and they carve in the stone their peace pipes, and they are allowed to come back in once a year and quarry stone to continue that tradition. But there were tribes back in the day that were coming from the Midwest all the way through the Northwest. They diverged onto this area for this stone. As you're leaving the park, you'll come across the Three Maidens. That was one giant boulder that was carried down by the glacier, was left there, and then over time it has separated into separate pieces. Just across the road from the National Monument is Fort Pipestone. This is a recreated fort. So it's not the actual one, but it is a recreation of the fort. And it is a free attraction you can go to. They had just closed as we got there, but they do have a great gift shop. And speaking of gift shops, this was the Rock Island Depot. It's now also a gift shop as you go back into town. But it's really a neat building, and you're not allowed to spit on the platform while you're waiting on the train. This was a Carnegie public library, and you'll notice all the buildings are made from the quartzite stone. They're all this pinkish color, and I love the stained glass up there that says public library. The First Presbyterian Church is just around the corner from it. Again, beautiful architecture, but all made with that same stone, as is the county courthouse.
And that's a beautiful building.
It is. It's very impressive.
Now, this is a small town, but every one of the buildings was beautiful, just holding its history.
Lots of character.
Oh, yeah. Sweet little town.
Yep.
Obviously, it was late in the day, so there wasn't a lot of activity.
The little building in the middle there was First National Bank, and then it later moved into the one there on the corner. But this one, right setting on the corner of the downtown, the Calumet Hotel, is a real old historic, I'm sure, haunted hotel.
Probably.
And it is just beautiful.
There's a little pub down there.
Well, we leave you sitting on the steps of the historic Calumet Hotel, and for just a whim coming over here, what did you think of it today?
Definitely worth it. It's such a neat little town, number one, but oh my gosh, all of the stone and stuff over there, the Pipestone, wow, it was very cool.
And you can tell that the community is very proud of it because a lot of the buildings downtown are either made from it or accented in it. It's really, really amazing.
It's beautiful. It really is.
If you've enjoyed our little stop in Pipestone, Minnesota today, leave us a thumbs up. We appreciate it. If you haven't already subscribed, watch for the button up in this corner at the end of the video. If you tap that, you can ring the notification bell, and you'll know when every one of our videos come out.
And thank you for following us as we follow the moon.